Hi, this is Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis. It is March 22nd, and I want to talk to you sort of as a follow-up video from a week or two ago where I talked about this Alba, Cattleya walkeriana, and a potential rubra. I just kind of want to follow up and have a side-by-side comparison of the two plants. So um, you may or may not recall, I was at the Heart of Texas Orchid Society show in it was the last weekend of February, and it kind of stretched into March. And I think that was one of the last shows in the country where we were still able to meet. As most of you know, we're not really supposed to be gathering in large groups, and orchid shows across the country and across the world really have been shut down because of COVID and social distancing and stuff. So that was one of the last shows, and when I was there, I saw this particular plant. This is Cattleya walkeriana Estrela da Colina by Sibling, which is an H&R cross that has been done over and over and over again because it breeds such high quality plants, that particular cross. And so this cross has come about again. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I had to get at least one of those plants. Years ago, one of my favorite walkerianas is from that cross, and I killed it when I first moved to Texas, and I've been kicking myself ever since. And anyway, this seeing a batch of this particular cross available for sale really got me pretty excited. And what got me even more excited is that there was different color varieties. And as I mentioned in the video I made a few weeks ago, you can look at an unbloomed seedling and guess what kind of color um, the flowers will be. And for this particular one, I saw a plant that had very light colored leaves. Its bulbs were fairly devoid of, of color. You can kind of see some color on these older back bulbs, but honestly, they kind of look more like sunburn to me than anything else. And most importantly, the root tips were bright green, no anthocyanins that I could see. And I said, hey, I think this one's going to be an Alba. So I grabbed it. And an Alba walkeriana on its own is kind of a cool thing, especially one with a good breeding and from H&R. Um, but um, Estrela da Colina is a lavender. It's a tipo. So to possibly get an Estrela da Colina Alba, I was really excited about. And so I was right. It bloomed out Alba. And you can see there's really no color here. The form is a little off. We got some, the sepals are kind of, or excuse me, the petals are kind of leaning forward, but this is the first bloom seedling, so, I'll give it a break. And even if it doesn't turn out and turn into a flat flower that I can show and get awarded, I don't care. I love walkerianas, and this one is nice. This is a great one to have in my collection. So, and it's powerfully fragrant. It's great. So I went back to the show the next day to help break down, and I went back to the same vendor and was chatting with him, and I realized that this particular plant was in bud at the time. It was an Estrela da Colina by Sibling again, but the pseudobulbs are very dark. And that's both the old pseudobulbs and the new growth had a lot of red on it. And most importantly, the root tips were dark red, and much redder than a typical lavender. So I purchased this one in the hopes that it's rubra or dark red, and you know, especially in this light, it doesn't. I'm hesitant to call it rubra. I posted pictures on social media the other day and called it rubra. May have gotten a little ahead of myself. It's darker than your typical lavender, I'm looking in the screen here and it does not look like a rubra, but a few days ago it was much darker. And you can see this great red lip. I'm really hoping that on the next bloom next year, it will kind of become a much darker plant. So, in any case, the genetics are very interesting for this particular cross. You know, it's a lavender. Estrela da Colina is a lavender flower, and to possibly get an alba and a rubra from the same pod or from the same cross is really exciting. It's really cool. So I'm really happy about that. Again, definitely an alba, maybe a rubra. I don't know. I might just be overly excited. Happens. But you can see that this particular flower is a little flatter. And we'll see next year. Maybe I can get it shown. I don't know. Something else that's really interesting about this is the scent of these two is actually kind of different. So this is a much more typical walkeriana scent, which is sort of an anise, a sweet anise. And this one's almost like a sweet cereal. Not quite as sweet as, like, purpurata smells like Fruit Loops. This is not quite as sweet as that, but they're different. It's to have two flowers that are both species, but smell a little different, and then obviously look very different is interesting. But so I just wanted to share that with y'all. I've got lots of. I'll post links to other videos where I give more care tips. This video is more just to sort of give an update about the flowers, and I think next week I will. I've got some certipodiums which are about to bloom. I've got 3 plants which are spiking, 2 of which should bloom by next weekend. So hopefully I'll have that video for you. Certipodium information online is really not there. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some really cool flowers and give you some really good growing tips. And hope everybody stays at home. Enjoy social distancing as much as you can. Take care of your plants. And go online and do fun stuff, I guess. Anyway, see ya.